to my island, baby.
Beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Well, life is a dream, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Beautiful and green, yeah.
How you mean,
Welcome to my island, baby.
Dominica, nature island.
See, when you get a smile from a Dominican girl, man, that is the prettiest sight. Cause my people are the best kind in the world. Cause we don't fuss and we don't fight.
What you say,
So we
Najee?
work hard early in the morning, even before the rooster start calling. In the sun or when the rain falling, and then we party hard through the night. Hey,
Welcome to my island, baby.
beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Well, life is a dream, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Drop it, Kendrick.
Passion fruit juice, coconut water. The man playing their domino. Ladies selling a potato, ripe banana. Children eating their calalo. When it's time to clean, we go by the river. Come join the fun. Hey, welcome to my island, baby.
Beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Well, life is a dream, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
So beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Yes, man.
Let me take you to the beach where the jelly water sweet and the sand is as black as my hair. We can cook a pot of food on 3 stone and wood. On this island we have no care. Let me take you to the emerald pool, boy, where the water is refreshing and cool, boy. You can search and you can try, but I bet you'll never find another island so sweet and so fair.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Well, life is a dream.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Beautiful and green, yeah.
Welcome to my island, baby.
Thank you. Have a good night. We are Semi-Breed, and it was our pleasure spending the evening with you. Please enjoy each other's company and order more drinks from the back.
The lionfish is a very graceful looking fish that has extremely venomous dorsal spines and is normally found in more tropical environments. But due to catastrophic circumstances, they have become quite prolific in the Atlantic Ocean as well as the Caribbean Sea because these areas have no natural predators to control lionfish populations.
We try to control the numbers of these fishes. Okay? The main reason for this fish in particular is ferocious. It eats everything that comes in its way. Okay? Fishes, nudibranchs, shrimps, and even seahorses. Okay? Down here we have a system where we go out on the dives and we spear these fishes. So we use pole spears to get these guys. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes. The spines are poisonous, and these are the ones that contain the more of the venom. We use the zookeepers when we are hunting. The stick is pull it out,
Voila!
fish stays in.
After explaining the importance of protecting the reef while hunting lionfish, divers take turns with the pole spears. Everyone was looking forward to filling the zookeeper because lionfish is actually quite delicious to eat. In the past 10 to 15 years, many islands like the Caymans have organized lionfish spearing tournaments in order to control the lionfish population explosion and its ensuing devastation to their reefs. Today, anyone visiting the Caymans will have to dive well below 100 feet to see lionfish. Once back on board, the Dive Dominica crew will clean the lionfish to take back to Castle Comfort Lodge for dinner. This dive was almost like shooting fish in a barrel, but everyone did know the spear would cause too much damage to sponges. After the fish are cleaned, the heads, fins, and tails are not wasted. They are usually fed to the frigate birds or become food for other fish. If another dive is made where these pieces have been thrown in the water, the Dive Dominica guides may try to find and feed some mantis shrimp. Time for dinner, prepared by the chef and the kitchen staff. While diving in Dominica, I found this batfish on a night dive on the house reef of Castle Comfort Lodge. The batfish is known for its bright red lips. They are not good swimmers, but use their adapted pectoral fins to walk on the ocean floor. The batfish has a structure called an elysium that it uses as a lure to attract its prey. Their prey may include small fish found in seagrasses, as well as mollusks and crustaceans such as shrimps and crabs. They can be very patient, but when they decide they've had enough of a filmmaker's attention like me, they may decide to use their fins to swim away to a safer location. Other creatures of the house reef include this juvenile French angel and this slender filefish, only a couple of inches long. And here's an orange ball corallimorph that's pretty rare in the Caribbean, but when disturbed or lighted, they usually retract. The same is normally true for basket stars, but this one seemed to open more with my lights. I also found this channel flounder, this electric ray, and a much larger southern stingray. Crabs were abundant on other night dives like this batwing coral crab, and this hairy clinging crab with its small claws, and this channel clinging crab with larger claws. This channel clinging crab is missing a claw. Red-banded lobsters were also easy to find. But the ridged slipper lobster is a little harder to spot. This spiny spotted lobster seemed to want nothing to do with me. This spotted moray eel was either out hunting for its dinner or a place to sleep. Dive Dominica uses their largest boat to run snorkeling tours for cruise ships that visit Dominica. This boat is named Stingray and can accommodate a large number of people. The crew is very helpful in getting their customers geared up.
Has everybody snorkeled before? Yeah?
When it's time to get in the water, staff members are ready and waiting for the snorkelers to join their group. once the group is together, they may head towards a dive site called Champagne Reef. This reef happens to be over underground hot springs that continually release bubbles and warmer water. Hence the name Champagne Reef, as if one is in a large glass of champagne. All of Dive Dominica's dive sites are in marine reserves, which also indicates there are permanent moorings to protect the reefs. Sometimes the staff will take a snorkel and capture the warmer water given off by the underground hot springs and then take this water back to the snorkelers on the surface so they can feel the difference. This also helps them better explain about the hot springs and bubbles. Besides the bubble phenomenon, snorkelers also get opportunities to see other reef creatures like this school of blue tangs they can watch and follow.
No, that's what they like. If you slow down, they leave.
Coming up. I don't have their
Yes,
tail coming up,
tail
tail.
coming up. Tail coming up.
Yeah.
The area around Scott's Head has many alluring things to see, like the hundreds of barrel sponges. Some of them have grown up to 5 to 6 feet tall. There's also a swim-through that's predictably loaded with grunts and black bar soldierfish. As the current took me out of the swim-through, I must have surprised a very large barracuda that quickly took off into the blue. Seeing this large school of Sergeant Major damselfish meant that many of their nests may have been left unguarded. They usually protect their nests and aerate their eggs, but when left unguarded, the eggs will become food for other fish. This might also be good for surprise attacks. The coney grabbed an innocent shrimp for dinner. As most divers know, seahorses always seem to act quite shy. But schools of Atlantic spadefish have no qualms about being around divers. Many times a trumpetfish will shadow another fish as they swim along the reef. This gives a sort of camouflage to the trumpet fish, allowing it to better hunt for its prey. This behavior is called shadow feeding or nuclear hunting. Even the sea fans in Dominica are pretty large. Check this one out. When approached slowly, the white-spotted filefish won't scurry away. The same is true of the adult smooth trunkfish. As well as the juvenile smooth trunkfish. If not threatened, the spotted drum will usually stay close to its safe area. Spotted drum juveniles look very similar to these hi-hat juveniles, who also stay in their safe area. Dominica has an incredible number of macro animals, but before we got to any, we passed a huge, beautiful stand of pillar coral. Then we got down to business looking for smaller critters. It didn't take Tony long to spot an arrow crab next to a white-tipped anemone. Then immediately after that, he saw a couple yellowhead jawfish out of their burrows feeding in the water column. Even the ones in their burrows weren't very shy. Not far away, we found a large lettuce slug nudibranch. One of the cutest crabs in Dominica is the gaudy clown crab. These guys are only about 1/4 of an inch across. Our guides found at least 4 different ones throughout the week. The heart urchin pea crab is about the same size as the gaudy clowns. This 3/4 inch coral crab found a way to protect himself as he ate his lunch. When you spot a mole crab, you know they won't stay in the open very long. Next, we found a juvenile scorpionfish. And here's a white-nosed pipefish sitting pretty in the sand. We even found a pair of urchin bumblebee shrimp. This Peterson cleaning shrimp had a belly full of eggs. Here's an anemone full of dancing squat anemone shrimp. Watch this crab at the bottom right nudge the spotted cleaner shrimp away from the anemone. Here's a pair of golden coral shrimp. And while looking over the skin of a sea cucumber, we found a striped bumblebee shrimp hitching a ride. Throughout the week, we found numerous blennies with a variety of markings and colorations. I later found out all 4 of these are spiny head blennies. This juvenile golden-tailed moray eel wasn't much larger than a child's big pencil. Considering everything we saw in Dominica, this may very well be the best diving in the Caribbean.